Let's go now to some of the specific ones, the Harry and Meghan. One of the things that there was a ton that I appreciated about your breakdown of her. And this is what underlined the difference between lie detection and perhaps stress/inauthenticity detection. I'm one of those people that when she speaks, I couldn't initially place what my issue was. But in watching your videos, I was like, there is something inauthentic. This feels acted, and that doesn't make it a lie. That means that maybe she really wants people to believe her, or that she's been trained to perform in this way ever since she was a kid, even prior to the cameras. But there was a number of scenes that you pointed to with her that were just like it was very much that she wanted to be believed. And so I felt a lot of that. Another thing that I loved in your breakdown was you pointed to something that frustrates me in real life, which is a sort of inception where somebody puts an idea in your head and then disowns having done it. So there's a moment where she's talking about racism in the royal family. And, Oprah says, so wait, she says, hey, there was a conversation about this. I will never say what it was about. And then Oprah says, so you're saying there was racism? She says, well, if that's what you think, then maybe. And it's just like, you just spelled it out. That's what you said. And so this inauthentic, oh, you found me, when you're like, no, you are begging people to draw this conclusion and then washing your hands of it, unfortunately makes the entirety of the story less believable when it doesn't necessarily imply that everything was not true.
Absolutely, yeah. And that statement was huge for me because there were so many indicators of low confidence in that response. Because Oprah said, are you saying that they were concerned, something about the color of the, I don't want to quote her because I won't remember word for word, but Oprah asked, are you saying that within the family there was a conversation or a concern about the color of your baby's skin? And Meghan's answer was, she didn't ask Harry to elaborate on the conversation because she wasn't there for the conversation. So I didn't ask for more details. But if that's what you're saying, I think that feels like a safe assumption. So I think, I think that feels, not that is, that feels. And above all, if that's what you're saying. So she's hinting at something and then pinning it on Oprah. But if we go back to that inauthentic thing. So again, by the way, you have no idea how much I appreciate the fact that you did your research, because so often I go on interviews and they go, tell us how to detect lies, Mr. Lie Detector. And I go, oh, I got to educate here. So I love the fact that you've done the research to know all this. Thank you so much for that. But so once again, Paul Ekman has found in his research that people who are telling the truth but fear not being believed display very much the same behaviors as someone who is lying. Because in both cases, remember what I said earlier, truth tellers tell, liars sell. But when you think you're not going to be believed, now you shift to sell, whether you're telling the truth or not. So liars are naturally afraid people won't believe them because they know they're lying. But if you're telling the truth and you have that same fear, you start to behave like someone who deceives. So Meghan, by the time she's doing this Netflix documentary, very much knows that there's a lot of people out there who will not believe her, regardless of what she says. So we are going to see these behaviors of trying to sell a story, which is why a lot of what she says feels over-dramatized. And a lot of people just can't stand her as a baseline because everything she says is so dramatized. And this could be partially because she's scared of not being believed. It could be because of her history as an actress. It could be also because she was recently a mother and she has this habit of speaking slowly, like she's talking to kids, like we explain everything with broad gestures. And that just tends to rub certain people the wrong way. So
You've reminded me of another
things about her that just people get irritated by.
Yeah, you reminded me of another. You said that she's a mother, and there was this segment of things that we saw in Amber Heard. We saw it a little bit with Meghan Markle, which are these sympathy-seeking phrases that do not directly apply to what's being said. So there's this, as a mother, or like these things that are not pertaining to the conversation that is being had. And that, again, you may sincerely be a mother and what you're saying may be true, but that really overly aggressive attempt to garner sympathy by playing a card that need not be played right there strikes some as deeply inauthentic, and therefore, we don't like or believe that person, which is, I think, it seems to be that is what is compounding her public image issue.
Absolutely.
with a lot of things.